Hey everybody, bwcummins here. Try something different today, and I'm going to talk while I draw. And then when I have nothing to say, I'll speed it up and maybe stop it every once in a while to explain the process a little. Here we go. Don't really have anything in mind to draw today, and I would say pretty often when I don't, just because I'm a character drawer, a character artist. I like creating different characters, different character design. I will start with an eyeball. It's just a safe place to start because you always know any character you draw is going to have one eye, maybe two, maybe more. So yeah, we'll get started. A lot of times I'll just try to lightly draw very light so I can get rid of those lines later if I want to with the eraser. Get a circle going because eyeballs are circles, and when you start adding eyelids and stuff over that, it tends to be a little more realistic. I want the eyelid to kind of follow the shape of the eye and the lower eyelid, and even though this part will disappear later, it'll affect the shadows. And that's the outside of the bottom eyelid. And I'm thinking, whoa, my light direction. You want to be thinking of that from the beginning. And I'm a upper left kind of guy, almost exclusively. But just for something different, I'm going to pretend my light source is coming from the upper right. It's going to create a highlight on the upper right of the thing, but not like on the edge. It's going to be in a little bit because this is a round object. Okay, already I'm kind of thinking, and I've drawn something like this before and in a quick ballpoint pen sketch. So I think I'm going to make this eyeball into like a space helmet. What would look like a space helmet, even though it's going to be very organic. I don't think it'll actually be a helmet. It's just that shape on some kind of body. I'm going to put I want some more shape to him. Maybe he's standing this way because he's burdened. So I'm adding a pack. Because I don't know what I'm drawing, and this is kind of a weird drawing, I am going to add like a glass dome, and then we're going to put some kind of creature on the inside. Like this is his little carrying case. Okay, so now I've got some basic shape. We're ready for ink. I'm going to come in with a brush pen. This enables me to get some thick and thin lines, depending on how hard I push. Not a lot of control with this, so if you're new to drawing, you want to practice a lot, and you'll see like I'll blow lines all the time. So you can see I add a lot of little, this was a mark to put where I wanted that, but then I can add some quality to it to make it have a little more substance. And like I just sketched the boot sole there, but I actually do want to follow the shape what I had, and just by adding that little substance, it makes it a little more interesting to look at. Establish lines first, thin, and many times you go back, especially in cartooning, and thicken lines up, especially exterior. Like I would call this an interior line because it's inside the drawing. But in a lot of cartoons, you'll see exterior lines get really thick. And it's almost like it makes it like a decal. Like it makes it pop off the page a little more. And it also, the line weight helps define what is in front of another thing. So like I can actually push this leg back and keep this leg forward by adding a thicker line weight. Okay, now I'm coming back in with white to do some highlights. I've been doing ink underneath, white ink underneath. The advantage that gives me is if I put white here and then color over the top of it, then I get two values of that color without having to change colors. I get a light version of it that's sitting on the white and a dark version of it that's soaking into the paper. So that's why a lot of times I'll do I'll go in with white. I don't necessarily do all of it, but on the places I know that are going to be light colored, I will do it. Figuring out the highlights on this dome is an exercise right now. I'm not even quite sure how I'm going to do it, so kind of figuring out as I go along. Think of how the light hits a box. So we've got circles, we've got boxes. Now you realize why your art teachers were always trying to get you to shade basic shapes, is because the world's made of basic shapes, and boxes and triangles and circles are everywhere. Right now I'm wondering if I want to stay like with gray tones, not color, just different gray tones for shading. It kind of has this has a vintagey feel to it, and so I'm wondering if that warm gray tones would kind of help keep that going on. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm picking some warm gray markers in different shades. You always want to start light with shading because you can always darken, but it's really hard to lighten. The same way we thought of where the light is hitting, we want to think of where the shadow would be and also follow the shape. I really wish I would have done something different in there. It could have been way cooler than it is. Too bad. Opportunity missed. Right now he's floating, so he needs a little bit of a shadow. If our light, this shadow may not be exactly 100% true, but it'll at least set him down on the ground so he's not floating. So this thing that I've been doing, I do it on some drawings and not on all drawings, but more, on the more graphic ones like this, I will kind of go through it with a white outline. Here's why I call it a fail. It doesn't look like there's a thing inside. It looks like this whole dome could be like a face on the dome. And I don't really know how I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. One of the things too I'll come through and do is, with my white, to push certain things back and bring certain things forward, I will extend that white a little bit onto the actual drawing, onto the interior of the lines. You remember we did with thickening the black lines, but by doing this a little bit, it actually pushes the dome back behind this backpack thing. Now I do have some space for some details for free, so I'm going to add them. Like, I'm going to do a little dial. Hey, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope you learned something. Ask questions. Comment and suggest things that I can draw next. I'm always looking for ideas. Trying to reach 100 subscribers. This is drawing number 95, so I only have 5 more drawings before I've done 100 drawings on this new channel. And I want to hit 100 subscribers still within those 5 drawings. But I need like 18 more people to subscribe. So share this with your friends and like and subscribe and all that stuff. Thanks. Have a great day.